Welcome back, guys. I'm Zell, and today we've got a wee prototype to look at. We've been calling it the Sea Monster because it doesn't have a number yet. Maybe that'll stick. Alright, guys, what are we going to get with Wee's Sea Monster? I assume this is going to be a late 7-0 number or an early 7-1 something. But at Blade Show, we got to calling it the Sea Monster, and as we get a good look at it, I think you'll see why. And what we get is titanium scales, standard weave fare here. We do have the star screws, and we've got a rather neat lanyard teardrop cutout. Very, very nice. I like that a lot. We got some milling in here, nice milling there, and we've got what looks like, anyhow, Sea Monster, right? And on the back side, we've got a little of the same. We've got our standard Wii pivot with the collar and the star screw in the middle of it, and we have a new style of pocket clip from Wii, or another style. I mean, I know all of these knives get slightly different pocket clips, but this is a bit non-standard for Wii, and I think I'm going to like it a lot. But anyhow, get a look at all that milling, guys, and wow, it's just nice. Across the back, we've got some large jimping, back to that Sea Monster theme, and a little bit of texturing, if you will, right here, shaping. And, of course, our flipper tab, and our flipper tab has, the standard Wii jimping. It's not terribly aggressive, but aggressive enough that you'd never feel like you're not going to get the knife flipped open. So anyhow, get a look down the center and see, of course, even in prototype, these things are perfectly centered and just very nice. Alright, so let's do some size comparison. We have our standard Buck 110, and really we're in there at about the same size, but a fair amount lighter. Same thing with our Rat Model 1. And we are, of course, larger than the Zancudo Delica Rat Model 2 size by a fair amount. Our closed length is 5 inches with a handle thickness of 0.54 and a closed height of 1.29. And let's get a look at this blade. This is where this thing really gets that Sea Monster look. I mean, yeah, look at that. We've got a fuller run with a hole in each end of it, exactly the size of the fuller. It's a teardrop shape, and that's pretty slick. We've got a flat ground blade with a little bit of a swedge up here at the nose, and got some rather large jimping, if you will, cut, and that cut continues down the spine of the knife. Very nice, very well put together design. And our blade is 3.12 inches long with a 2.9 inch cutting edge. We've got a bit of a choil here, and as usual, we gets that edge termination out in front of the plunge grind. Always a beautiful thing to see. Anyhow, let's get one more look at that blade. That is just a thing of beauty. It's got very much a Persian shape to it with that flat grind. It is all belly. And made out of M390, it's going to be a good one, especially for those food prep applications and even many of your EDC applications. There's a lot of this blade is better for this or this blade's better for that, and I don't disagree with that stuff. However, what I've learned over the years is if you find a blade that you like that works for a lot of what you're doing, you can figure out how to make things easier with just about any blade shape. I carried modified thin little Wharncliffes for a long time, and most people wouldn't carry that, but I did, and I loved it. Once you got the hang of using that blade, it was a beautiful thing. And if you're considering something like this, same thing here. It's going to be a little different to start with because, we don't have our standard knife profile. It's all belly. But if you're interested in the knife, it's something you might want to give a shot, because you'll probably get the hang of using that blade for just about anything you need to. Is it going to be the best one for everything? Well, of course not. No blade is the best for everything. And we'll go to our pause and read card now, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so our mechanical bits on the Wii Sea Monster. It is, of course, a ceramic ball bearing flipper with a ceramic detent. It has a over travel stop and a steel lock bar insert. You know, the over travel stop is hidden back down in there. Trust me, it's there and it works. And the blade, or the blade insert, is also hidden very well in this knife. I mean, it is in there, you can see it, but seeing it from the outside is not, you don't really see it, and that's a beautiful thing. Done a good job with that. And you know, it's your standard Wii stuff. We still have the star screws, and I've got a discussion, I've either already posted it or will be posting it, on the screws. And before you just beat the snot out of the star screws or any other custom fastener, watch that video. Nick, that means you too, buddy. Anyhow, mechanically, it is a beautiful knife, just like every other Wii knife. Does its job. The fasteners are very, very good. We don't have to be fans of the heads of the fasteners, but everything else is very good with the knife. And let's get it in the pocket. So we got our Levi's up here. And this is what we get. And this is a beautiful thing. We got a rather big knife. It doesn't have a huge long blade, but it is a big knife. And it does weigh in at 4 3/4 ounces. So it's not a lightweight, and it's not a small knife by any means. But it sits down in the pocket very nicely. We've got a little bit of our lanyard tube showing, and this pocket clips over really well, and it's deep enough to go wherever we need it. And get our piece of paper out here so we can see down there. Got just a little bit of space there, and this pocket clip's got enough spring to it that we should be able to get it into just about any type of pants we need to. And I have not tried that with this one yet, but I have no fears. It's going to work just fine. And now moving on to ergonomics. You know, this is one place where this knife shines quite a bit. You got this forward finger choil if you're going to get up here and do close work. And you got this big jimping, which you would think might not be very effective, but it is better than what I thought it was going to be, and I think it'll be fine. Whenever you get it back here, everything feels good. Lays in hand quite well. It does have this little sharp spot right here. Doesn't affect me. Your mileage may vary there, depends on your hand size. My hands are a medium-large glove, so if you've got really, really big hands, it might be an issue, and if you have really, really small hands, it might be an issue. But I did see this knife at Blade Show in the hands of many young ladies, because we had a purple one there and we had a multicolor one there that was just gorgeous, and all the ladies loved it. And none of them complained about getting it in their hand. They all liked it, so may not be that big an issue. But other than that issue, everything is beautiful. It's going to make for a very good detail knife with that forward finger choil. And if you have to get it here, you have a block to keep you from getting up on that edge. So if you do have to make that stabbing or thrusting motion with the knife, it's going to take care of it. And we've got enough point and blade here that if you do have to make one of those motions, you should be in good shape. So overall, my opinions on the Sea Monster. I rather like the concept. I like the blade. Now, is it a blade that I'm going to carry? Well, yeah, I will carry it some, but I'm not a guy that likes the all-belly blades like this. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that I've learned to use those modified Wharncliffe blades, and that's what I really prefer. Not that it's any better or worse than anything else, but it's just what I've learned to use, and it's what I like. And like I said earlier, if you like this one and you're going to buy 1 or 2 knives, you can learn to use this style blade to do anything that I can do with my modified Wharncliffes. So if you like it, wait for it to come out. Get on the pre-order list. It is a prototype, and it should be in production sometime soon. So guys, this has been the WE Knife Company Sea Monster. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes and talking about the Sea Monster. And the Sea Monster will probably get, in fact, I know it will get a 700 series number. And the Sea Monster name may be dropped. Don't know, it's just what I've been calling it since Blade Show. And I rather like it. I think it's a pretty good name for the knife. Fits it pretty well. But anyhow, if you guys have other names for this knife or any of the other WE prototypes that I may get my hands on, let me know. If it's not already named, I will get those names over to Joe and Angel, and maybe you'll end up naming a knife. Anyhow, guys, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.